oftentimes in people's lives, they think Christianity is about getting something from God. I get saved. I get sanctified, right? I'm set aside for, I get heaven. I get this thing. And I came up with this idea, this metaphor. So imagine this. It's the first day of summer. Mm-hmm. And there's this 8-year-old kid. And he's playing in his room, and his mom comes in and she says, "Hey, I need you to get ready to go. Grandpa's coming by." Grandpa's coming by. It's always fun when the grandpa comes by. And so sure enough, he gets ready for Grandpa to show up, and Grandpa comes into his room and he's like, "You ready to go?" And he's like, "What are we going to do today?" And he says, "Well, today I'm going to take you to that amusement park you've been wanting to go to all year." He's like, "I am." He's like, "Yep. And when we get there, you're going to be able to get in for free. And you can eat all the popcorn and hot dogs and cotton candy, all of it. You can eat all of it for free. You can go on all the rides for free. Whatever you want to do today, it's yours." The kid looks at him and he goes like, "Grandpa, how is that even possible?" The grandpa reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a coin. And he goes, "So long as you have this coin, you have access to everything the park has to offer. And all you have to do is show them this coin." Now, the kid's never heard of anybody having a coin like this before. Mm-hmm. So they get in the grandpa's old pickup and they drive to the amusement park. They park the truck. They're walking up to the gate. And the gate attendant looks at him and he can see everybody else is having to show tickets. Nobody else is showing a coin. So the little boy gets a little nervous. What if Grandpa's wrong? That'll be embarrassing. Mm-hmm. And then the whole day is, how are we going to get in? So as they walk up to the gate attendant, the little boy reaches into his pocket and he pulls out the coin and he shows it to the gate attendant. And the gate attendant smiles, looks at the boy, looks at the grandfather, says, "Come on in." So they come into the amusement park and the little boy's confidence is sort of up. And he's like, "Okay, but I don't want to be disappointed. So let's pick that small ride over there. There's the big ride he wants to go on, but I'm going to pick the small ride because if it doesn't work on the small ride, it's certainly not going to work on the big ride." So he goes over to the small ride and he walks up to the ride attendant, and he shows him the coin. The ride attendant says, "Come on." Boy, he gets a little bit more confident. And he's like, "Well, let's try it on the big ride." Sure enough, same sort of thing happens. They walk up, ride attendant sees the coin, says, "Come on to the ride." And so over the course of the day, he's getting cotton candy, he's getting popcorn, he's getting hot dogs, and he's growing in confidence, right? So they get off this one ride, and he wants to go on the bumper car. So he's making a beeline for the bumper cars, and Grandpa's kind of, trying to keep up with him. And as they get in, the little boy reaches into his pocket, and the coin's gone. And he looks at his grandfather, says, "Do you have the coin?" Grandfather says, "I don't have the coin." And he says, I don't have the coin." He says, "Well, that last ride kind of whipped us around a bit, and so maybe it flew out, and there's no way we're going to be able to find it because, there's that sign is, all objects, if you hang on to your sunglasses and wallet, because if you lose it, you lose it." And the little boy realizes that the thing that gave him access, he no longer has. And so he looks at the grandfather and says, "Well, what does this mean?" And the grandfather says, "Well, it means we have to go." I shared that story at this Wednesday night Bible study I was doing. And I said, I think many of us have shaped our Christian lives around getting something from God, and we feel the need to hang on to that thing because it gains us access to a blessed life. Mm. So I want to change the story. But I just want to change one element. There's no coin. It's first day of summer. The boy's playing in his room. Mother comes in. I say, "Hey, I need you to get ready to go. Grandpa's going to be coming to pick you up." "Where are we going?" "I'll let Grandpa tell you." So the boy gets ready. Grandpa comes in. He says, "You ready to go?" He's like, "Yeah, where are we going, Grandpa?" And he says, "Well, that amusement park you've been wanting to go to?" "Yeah." He says, "Well, I'm going to take you there today, and you're going to be able to get in for free. And you're going to be able to eat all the cotton candy you want and hot dogs. And you're going to be able to go on all the rides. Whatever you want to do, you can do today. Whatever the park offers you, you have access to." Grandpa, how is this possible? I've never heard of anybody having this. And he goes, because I own the park. And so they get in Grandpa's truck and they drive to the amusement park, and Grandpa parks that old truck. And as they're walking up, the little boy realizes that he didn't know this. And is this true? And so instead of reaching into his pocket to pull out of a coin, he reaches up and he grabs his grandfather's hand. The gate attendant sees the grandfather and says, "Sir, good to see you. Come on in." Mm-hmm. And over the course of the day, the little boy is able to experience everything the park has to offer. Why? Because he's with his grandfather. And I shared with that Bible study group, I said, that's what God is inviting us into, a deep relationship with him.
Yeah.
He is not offering us a thing. He is offering us himself. And we have this opportunity to go, how do I gain intimacy with him? Mm-hmm. How do I step into this relationship with him that allows me to grow in prudence? I like prudence. How do I walk this path well? Not so I avoid trouble, not so I get all these blessings, but so I get him. Yeah. How do I live a life of justice, to be in right relationship with others and right relationship with him, so that there's peace and there's harmony, so that I might know him more and I might not know others more? How do I live with temperance so I don't become enslaved by my appetites, by my concerns, by my worries, by my fears? Like I enter into a temperate life that is shaped by trusting God in my daily bread and knowing that he's going to guide my path and knowing I can take anything to him in prayer. Why? So that I can live a life of fortitude, that I live with a confidence that there is victory over any trial we face. And even though life may get hard, and even though there may be uncertainty, I can move forward knowing he is with me. Not I have a thing, I have him.